All right. All right. So the first thing here is the attack matrix. And there we go. Good. So if you taught pen testing, you probably know there have been various attempts like the Lockheed Martin kill chain and such to try to make a scientific order of what people will do when they hack into things. And this is the latest and by far the best attempt to do this is the MITRE attack matrix. The MITRE, whatever, yeah, MITRE attack. I'd like to make this window bigger. Like there's the edge of it. Okay, so you break the steps of taking over a box into categories: reconnaissance, gathering information about the target. Then you develop resources like studying up virtual machines you're going to use. Then you somehow gain access with something like phishing, where you get some entry into the company, and then you have the ability to execute code on a machine. For example, somebody clicks on a link or downloads an attachment. Then you have some kind of persistence so that even when that machine reboots or they close their browser, you maintain control of the system. Then you escalate privileges from a local user to administrator and perhaps up to domain administrator. You avoid defenses and you steal credentials where you can. And I'm trying to figure out how to scroll to the right. Down here it is. Okay. And then you discover more things on the network. You move from server to server, lateral movement, a place we often target to protect machines now. You collect whatever you came to collect. You connect externally to command and control servers to give commands to your the machines you control in the network. Then you exfiltrate your stolen data, which is often quite difficult. That's how the Chinese were caught in 2010 by Google. They'd hacked a whole bunch of American companies, like 30 of them. And I see a hand up. Sherry, what's up with you? Well, all right. Let me know if I can do something to help you, Sherry. Anyway, and then you may have your impact. And you may not do all these things, but there are all these techniques here. And when I first saw this, I was thinking this is too much to bother my students with. And then I realized they really should know all these techniques that are down here, various ways to do these things. Modifying file and directory permissions, hiding artifacts, stealing app access tokens, and so on. So this is the modern way. Everybody's rating attacks and defenses by this matrix. So I've got some challenges here. Just where you practice using this object. And there are search engines built into this web page. So there's a few challenges here. These are modeled after the Khan Academy. These are just little games. So what tactic uses this technique? Pass the ticket, and you'd have to go search on this page to find it. So there you could go here to techniques. Probably do it this way. It's all enterprise, what we're doing here. And so you have pass the ticket, and you could just search on this page for, say, ticket. And in the fullness of time, it ought to, there, it finds things. But that's not helping me as much as I thought it would. Let's try pass. I mean, techniques. Yeah, pass the ticket. There's pass the hash. Well, harder than it should be. Pass the ticket. I wonder if I'm in the right version. I should be in version. Oh, I know what's wrong. We got it. This is version 9. That is the right version. Well,
I got a couple pass the tickets came out when I typed in the search.
did you get it from the search? Because this is supposedly the same version I developed it with, and here I'm not able to succeed. Let's go back to Enterprise Tactics, and it should be in this grid. Let's go to the matrix. Right, it should be on this page. If I search on this page for ticket, all right, there's Steal or Forge Kerberos tickets. Perhaps they've changed the name of it. It looks like they have. So that's pretty rude. I'm thinking the answer is probably credential access, but this, yeah, should have been lateral movement according to this. See, that's why I tried to tie it to a particular version, but even that version has a problem. Well, that's not good. So I'll have to try and find out. Maybe they actually changed things even after you supposedly got a version here. That would be really rude. So anyway,
Mine
yeah,
brought up the use alternate authentication material, pass a ticket, and it talked about credential dumping. Anybody else get that? I got
you
that.
found past the ticket somewhere? I couldn't find it. Um, you found past the ticket on here somewhere, right?
I just typed pass the ticket under the search, and it took me to a couple of listings. Let me
Past the
check.
ticket.
Oops,
All right. I'm
pass the ticket.
tired of the thing waiting for this page to respond. Past the ticket. Oh, there it is. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Yep, came out the first
Wow.
one.
That's very strange. So searching for a single word doesn't find every occurrence of that word. You have to search for the whole phrase. That's a little screwy. And here it is in lateral movement. Okay, so it is used in lateral movement and other things. All right, so it is possible to find. All right, good. So this is not completely broken. I'm just a little confused. Anyway, then there's other things, Kerber roasting. So you can find these things, and after you get a certain number of them right, you'll get a flag. And I broke them up into various categories, um, techniques for these. So those are just practicing using the search engine. Then there's one with groups. Groups is another thing they have up here. They've listed the advanced persistent threat attackers. And you can see the earlier ones from Mandiant have names like APT. And then after a while, they start having more imaginative names like Cleaver and Dark Hydrus and such. And each group, they tell you where it comes from and what their favorite techniques are. And perhaps the most interesting one from a technical point of view is this one, the Attack Navigator. So here's the tool, and here's the walkthrough. Let me close these other ones. This is a tool that lets you compare people. So here I am. No idea what that's about. All right. So let me go to the walkthrough here. So you create a new layer, attack V9. Okay, so I create a new layer, and I want enterprise attack, right? I'm still in trouble. All right. Here it is. I should be able to choose Attack V9 Enterprise when I create a new layer. Let's see if they have changed something again. Here's the tool. It's just like a spreadsheet. So I want to make a new layer. There. Okay. Now more options. There we go. There we are. Now Enterprise Attack V9. They update this thing often. So, all right. And now, yeah, Enterprise Attack V9. Enterprise. There we are. Okay. So now I create this layer. All right. And now I have the spreadsheet version of this same thing we've been using. And now the buttons I need are over here. So I see they've broken these into categories. All right. So let me see if I can figure out. I need to select a group in selection controls. Okay. With the magnifying glass. And then I want APT 41. So it's selection tools. There's the magnifying glass. Okay. And I put in a group, which is APT 41. Here they are. All right. So I can select all those items. And now I can label this layer APT. Should be able to label this. Double click. Won't let me rename it. All right. Maybe there's a layer control. Right click. Nope. Okay. You used to be able to put a name on the tab, but they seem to have changed it, so I can't do that anymore. All right. Anyway, at the top left, click the tab label and change its name. Yeah, you used to be able to click and change the name, but maybe I have to close this. All right. Click. Double click. Nope. Okay. I do not know. Let's see, layer. Anyway, let's just carry on. It's more confusing if I can't change the name there, but they've changed how you do that somehow. Adding a new layer, click the plus sign and make APT 29. Oh, I have to give this one a score of 2 in technique controls, a score of 1, pardon me. So I go to technique controls and scoring. I give this a score of 1 for that group. that changes them to red. Okay, now I want to make another tab, which is going to be the same way. 9 attack, that's what I want. Okay, and now that's APT 41. I want to make it APT 29 with a score of 2. So it is APT 29. Okay, APT 29. All right. And threat groups are not matched well. Let me figure out what I do different than last time. It's this, the magnifying glass is what lets me do this. Okay. And now I should be able to search for attack groups. And there's APT. Okay. And now I should be able to find APT 29 in this list. These are techniques. That's why I need to have threat groups. There's 31 tech group. Okay, so it's down here. And there's APT 29. Okay. So select. All right, there it selected them. I don't know why the search didn't work, but anyway, there's APT 29 selected now. Now I'm going to give it a score of 2. There. All right. And so if I close this tab here, if I can figure out how, this thing. All right. So there's one of the APT groups. Here's the other. And now I can calculate the difference between the two with this thing. I add a new layer and I make a calculated layer. So create layer from other layers. I wonder what all this, okay, that's something else. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure if this is a student trying to reach me. No, apparently not. Okay, good. All right, just spammers. So I should be able to create a new layer from other layers by subtracting the 2 layers. That's the goal. Create layer from other layers. Okay, there we are. And so it's going to be Enterprise Attack version 9. And the expression is going to be A plus B. You see the A and B up here. And I don't know what all these complicated new filters are. Hopefully I can ignore them. Apparently I can't. Okay. A plus B. Leave blank to initialize with the default scoring gradient. Coloring. Man. Well, they have greatly complexified this thing, and nothing seems to work. We may want to just forget about these unless some of you are more clever than me at figuring out how to make this new thing work. They appear to have changed everything. Enterprise Attack. A plus B. There, now I can create a layer. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to show you. This is the glorious goal. Now you can see different colors. So this is used by the second group. This is used by both groups, and this is used by only the first group. So with this tool, you can answer questions of the type you'll see here. What execution technique is not used by either Lazarus or APT29? So if you can figure out how to use that tool, you can answer these. I sort of got it working. The only thing that really bothers me is you can't label these layers anymore. Hopefully when they changed things, they actually added some documentation somewhere so it'll teach me where they hid the controls for this. But, you know, there's the problem with tech. Everybody has ADD. Everybody keeps moving and changing everything. Anyway, so you can try these if you like, but they aren't hands-on where you set up anything in your computer. And it looks far more difficult than it used to be. So I'm less happy with these than I used to be, but you can try them out if you like. I may not use these the next time I teach this course unless I can greatly revise them. At least I'm going to have to write a whole new help page for it if I can figure out how to use the new thing, but they'll probably change it again by then. Anyway, as you can see, they've been through a lot of versions, but people are using this for all kinds of security activities now to rate defenses and attack techniques. So let me stop this video for what it's worth.